Senator Carlson?
Can you read that again?
Yes.
I need to be sure that
do you support the governor's proposal to take away local school districts' authority to levy to fund the integration programs? And the second one, as an educator and a state representative, please address how you can support the governor's potential delaying the money owed to the school districts.
I'm going to answer them in reverse order. The delay of the repayment has been something, as Representative Morgan said, has not been something the school districts have demanded. They've already adjusted to the shift. And what the past legislature did is they gave them some money to pay interest if they had to borrow, and so they've done that. What they do want, and also, by the way, you saw from Bill's presentation that the cash flow accounts and the reserves have been brought back brought whole. If we would decide to pay it back in this next biennium, we'd have to raise more revenue because the payback and the payback that was offered from the last legislature was to take it from the reserves. So we would have drained the reserves, and that would have put us back into the same problem. So now the governor has increased the yearly amount to schools, and then said we're going to pay back the shift later on. And I'm comfortable with that if the school districts are comfortable with it. And as far as the taking away levy authority, I'm supportive of the giving the school boards more levy authority. For instance, we've had to go through referendums just to renew some of these special levies, and they've asked for authority to renew the levies without a referendum. Now the problem what we've had in the past is this is historical in that Jesse Ventura changed it so that we didn't have referendums. There was a suit, and the suit was won by the wealthy school districts that wanted to be able to pay more. They wanted to be able to have a referendum, so the law was changed to allow these referendums, but then they had to go to the people each time. Now, so we took it away, then we gave it back partially. So in my case, I feel that the school board members are elected, and they should be able to, in fact, they say that all the time to us, that they're the only ones that cannot use their authority to levy.
Okay, thank you, Representative Carlson. Sandra Masin?
It's probably a lot of duplication, and I'll go first with the payback. And philosophically, I think we should be paying it back right away. But what I'm hearing from the school districts, and we do have some members here that you might want to consult with, is that, again, as Senator Sen has said, that many of them have already made their adjustments. They'd rather go forward with the new budgets. And so that's, again, I'm open on that because I'm trying to get the most information, but that's what I'm hearing, is they're more concerned about getting the new monies and going forward. So we'll see how that ends. And definitely, I would not take away the local referendum.
Okay, thank you. We do have quite a few questions left. These questions will be made available to the representatives, and they will comment on them on their website. And we have had one request for a floor comment. And Pat, if you want to come up here now.
My name is Pat Doheny, and I'm a resident of Burnsville on the east side. So, Sandra, one of your constituents. First of all, I'd like to thank you for being here on Saturday, allowing people to speak and ask questions. Myself and my neighbors and my family have some comments that they requested that I pass on. One is taxes, and we're afraid that we're being taxed to death. I mean, the federal government is doing a heck of a good job of just raising taxes. I mean, you can't look at a paper without looking at taxes. The proposed sales tax, in our opinion, is a shell game. You're going to take it away here, and you're going to give it over there. But when you lower the sales tax, I've been around long enough, and history teaches me that that sales tax is going right back up to 7%. but now you're going to tax everything. That's just history. I don't think, I honestly believe that, and my neighbors and friends believe that. If you're looking for savings, a couple of common sense items for welfare that, you know, and for fraud in government, period, reward people to uncover fraud. If you have a welfare recipient that's ripping the state off and somebody turns them in, give them that person a couple months of what the state would have paid as a reward. Photos on cards that you hand out might help. You have a photo on everything else you're required to have. And to use it and spend it in Minnesota only. And I know this was addressed a couple of years ago. I don't know if it got any place or how it got, or how far it got. But when people are running around using cards for casinos, the liquor stores, and so forth, I think our computer systems are such that we can monitor that a whole lot better. And if you're looking for more tax savings, why do I have to pay for transportation for somebody else? They're not paying my gasoline bill. They're not paying my car insurance. Why am I paying for light rail to the extent that I'm paying for it? I'm paying a lot of money, and so are my neighbors, for light rail. We don't use it. If we use it, fine. We'll pay for it.
Excuse me, we
Yes.
do have a time limit.
Okay.
And thank you for your comment. And you can submit those in writing to the representatives, and they can address them on their website.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. There will be a 2-minute closing presentation by our elected representatives. And this meeting is going to conclude at 11 o'clock. And I think Sandra Masin, we'll start with you.
Okay. Again, I'd like to thank you very much for coming today. And your feedback is extremely important. As I said, we're dealing with a lot of issues. We're trying to make some substantial changes this year. So we need your thoughts, and also I think it's really important for you to talk to your friends, neighbors, so that we have that type of support going forward when we're making the changes. One of the things that we didn't mention and are the committees that we're on. I'm on transportation policy, transportation finance, energy, and there's a lot going on obviously in the energy right now as well. And then I'm on the labor, workforce, and regulations. So again, thank you very much.
Okay, Representative Morgan.
Thank you very much, Betty, and thanks to everybody who came out today, and thank you to all of you who helped make this move as smoothly as we could today. I thought it was a great opportunity to hear some concerns and some questions from the public, and I really want to thank Mr. Marks for coming up to do his presentation. This is not the end of the conversation. This is the start of this conversation. We have a lot of work to do over the course of the next 3.5 months. We're going to need your input. We're going to need your continued input. The best way you can do that, I mean, we'll try to come down and hold more listening sessions at different places and move them around so people can get there. But obviously people have very busy schedules. The best way you can contact us is through the House website, www.house.mn. And then there are drop-down menus. You can talk to Senator Carlson, I'm sorry, talk to Representative Masin or me, and of course www.senate.mn for Senator Carlson. That is the best way to get a hold of us. You can send us email. You can find out what bills are being heard in what committees. You can track those bills, see what's happening. You can track fiscal spreadsheets when the next forecast comes out at the end of February. All of that stuff is in a very nice and easy to follow fashion. Now, I'm not saying that the numbers are easy to follow, but where to get the information is very easy to do on the House and Senate websites. I'd encourage you to do that, and please continue to contact us. We need to hear from you. So thanks for coming, and I look forward to having more conversations as we move forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Senator Carlson.
Well, ditto with everything they said, and I won't repeat it, but I want to tell you, first of all, when you call my office, now my number, and I believe it was printed in the paper incorrectly, it's 651-297-8073. And when you call that number, you will get in contact with Selena Tamini. She is over at the wall there. She is my legislative assistant, so she will take your questions and take your numbers, and I can return your calls. I really appreciate you all coming, and I, as always, appreciate getting feedback from you. I'm going to charge you again with what I said before, is that when you want something cut, tell us how you think it should be done, and tell us what you want replaced instead. And I really can't go on without answering, I guess, Mr. Was it Pat? That we have never had a lower top tax rate in the United States tax code. We have never had a lower top tax rate in the Minnesota tax code. We have had taxes that have faced with a similar situation with a much higher tax rate. He put a 10% surcharge onto income taxes, and that expired. We had other governors that did the same thing. Governor Carlson said that we should have never lowered the tax to the level that we have it today. So there's another way to look at it, and I appreciate your comments. But what we need to do is always research what we find, and you might find some more information on it. And like I say, the numbers, and Bill's presentation here was incredible to me. I learned a lot, and I hope you did too. And this is the kind of thing that we hope that we can have more of, to help you get involved and have more feedback to us, and also tell us what you want us to do, and then we can respond to you because we work for you.
Okay, thank you very much, representatives, and also Bill Marks, who is once again the House Chief Fiscal Analyst for the state of Minnesota for the budget presentation. And also thank you to the audience for coming out tonight and your participation in the questions. And again, the questions that were not asked will be available to the candidates. And thank you if you want